Today's question is kind of a doozy. I would like to know how to forgive myself. Can we sit down for a while? Okay. If you haven't read the book Forgiveness yet, please do read that, because I'll go into a lot more detail in there. Let me tell you, it's not going to be instant. There will be anger and releasing involved, and you're not going to be perfect at it for a while. Why should you forgive yourself? Number one, let's have a look at that, because it's important. You should forgive yourself because whatever you've done in the past, you know, you may say that you didn't know any better, or you may say that you actually did know better and you made a very poor choice, or you made a choice that you regret because it was out of revenge, or you were just being mean, or it was because maybe you were insecure, who's not when we're younger at least. You were insecure and you lashed out and you shouldn't have, and you feel awful. And you try to make amends or apologies, or if it was a bigger thing and that's not possible, it's even harder. But why you should forgive yourself is because if you believe that you should be punished for the rest of your life, what you believe is that you don't deserve to have love, appreciation, attention, you aren't of value. So any good person that comes into your life, whether it be a friend or a relationship or even a working relationship, anyone who tries to extend those things to you, you're going to reject them and you're going to hurt them. And they didn't do anything to deserve that. So the person that you're punishing, you mean to punish just yourself because you believe that's what you deserve, but you're actually going to punish lots of people through your lifetime who don't deserve it. So that forgiveness for yourself is actually a lot in part for other people. And then the opposite, when you say that you forgive another person, whether you ever even talk to them again, that's actually for you because that sets you free. So how do you forgive yourself? Numero uno, number one, accept that it happened and it can't be changed. Number two, be radically honest with yourself. Were you just being not a very nice person? If that's the case, why? Why would you do that? And maybe you didn't know the first time. Maybe you thought you were proving something and then it turned out that you were just proving it doesn't feel good to be not a nice person. What did you learn? Now, I've talked about this in a few different things, definitely in the books. I'm not sure about how many videos, but the from now on is the releaser of regret. If you look back at what you've done and you feel a sense of regret, or you look back at a certain time in your life and you feel a sense of regret, I don't think you should say no regrets and move on. I think you should actually look at it and decide, knowing what I know now, what would I do differently in that situation? And not for that situation, but for your present and future. Use that as a from now on. And then release yourself from the regret, because that painful lesson was just that. It was a lesson for you to learn from, not for you to carry around for the rest of your life as something that limits and causes more pain. What number were we on? I don't know. 3? More on forgiving yourself. Recognize the good things that you do. Recognize the good person that you are. Everyone is human. We're not, we're not here at the start to be absolutely perfect. We're not even here to be remotely perfect. We're here to learn and play and grow and love. And you're pretty much always doing at least one of those things. And if not in the moment, then in those moments of regret, or in those moments where you decide that you're not worth forgiveness, that's where you learn, that's where you grow. Now, another thing too is, when you forgive yourself, you also can recognize in other people when they're going through something similar. So you won't hold the same energy towards them, realizing that they're in a place where they're learning right now. It's not that you'll necessarily, or a big mistake would be to try and force their learning because you know, and say, oh my gosh, I did the same thing, you need to do this. You can advise, you can counsel, especially if it's asked for. But if you recognize that a person is in a place that's very familiar to you and it took you a while to learn from and grow out of that, like I said, you won't have that same energy. You won't have that desire to, you know, don't do that and prevent them from learning, because you recognize that the learning is part of the whole process. That if you were prevented from learning, yes, you'd have nothing to forgive yourself for, but you also wouldn't know yet. So it doesn't even make sense. So the forgiveness part for yourself, again, it's a freeing of limitation, a freeing of blocks to allowing love and appreciation, and a freedom from punishment for the rest of your life for something that just can't be changed. When you catch yourself saying negative things to yourself, like, oh, I'm doing this again, or, well, I'm just not a good person. Catch yourself as much as you can and change it. Literally replace in your mind. It's better doing your mind. I've replaced it out loud, and if anyone happened to be there, they didn't know what I was talking about. But replace in your mind that statement with a statement that you would use if you were being compassionate to someone. For example, oh, I was so stupid. Why did I do that? It wasn't stupid. It was an accident. It was, you know, or, well, maybe that was kind of stupid, but I'm not going to do that again. I learned it. I mean, whatever way it feels honest to you, to change it from something that's just negative and condemning, change it. I think I'm going to leave off there. There's a bunch of things, but again, I highly, highly recommend, of course, that's why I wrote it. Read my book, Forgiveness, and be patient with yourself. I mean, if you felt that it was a positive thing to not forgive yourself for a long time, then that's a pretty ingrained habit, and habits take a while to change, and small, persistent, incremental changes are what's going to lead to permanent change. So keep moving forward, stay aware, and stay positive, and be kind to yourself. Thank you so much. Have a great day.